Now what? Okay, so I've dried off and I thought I would show you my after shower dread routine to make life a little easier because it took me a while to figure this out. So I want to show you first how I towel dry my hair. You can air dry your hair. It'll take you forever, but you can do it. But I like to towel dry it probably until it's like 80% dry. So I plan to have this in my hair for like an hour, but I'm gonna show you how I do it. So you've got your soaking wet dreads and you've got your normal towel, right? I'm just gonna put my towel over my head or my shoulders and like bring it up so the bottom part is now on top of my head. And then I'm going to like wrap each side separately. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna wrap it this way. And I like to do it as tight as I can. And then about right here, I'm gonna fold the bottom up and then finish wrapping it like that. And then I'm just gonna put a scrunchie on the bottom to keep the towel closed. And then I'm gonna do that on this side. Like that, and my dreads are long, so I'm gonna flip that up and over. So I don't know, there's probably a better way to do this, but this is how I have been towel drying my hair for the past year, basically, with these dreads. It's been a hot minute, but so I will let these stay in the towel and I'll just kind of like squeeze at them every couple minutes. And then once they're about 80% dry, that'll take me about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. Once they're about 80% dry, then I'll blow dry them because I like to just get it over with. And by then, typically it's still like my natural hair is wet. And so that's kind of what's keeping the moisture up at the top. And then the bottom is just all that water that was in the dreads has been dripping out. So it's really hard to get the ends dry because the water just keeps coming to it. But yeah, that's how I towel dry my Kool-Aid hair. Now, onto other topics, other news. I'm winded. So while we sit here and let our hair dry, I'm gonna give you some shower tips that would have been helpful for me to know back when I first got my dreads. First off, you think your dreads are heavy when they're dry? Wait until you get them wet. They're going to be so much heavier. Dreads are like a sponge, and so they just soak up all the water and they just get so heavy. So one tip that I have for while you're showering to avoid damage to your hair, not saying that it's going to get damaged just because it gets wet, but your natural hair is at its weakest point when it's wet because that's when it's like most stretchy, right? And we don't want to stretch our hair. So when you're showering, what I do, obviously what you do in your own shower is your business, but what I do when I shower is I like this section my hair in half and I keep them on my shoulder while I wash my scalp. So that way the weight of the dreads, because they're full of water, the weight of the dreads is actually sitting on my shoulders instead of weighing on my scalp. And then I'll kind of like hold them as I rinse them, just because I would like to protect my natural hair as much as possible. That's actually why I got the dreads in general. It's because I want to protect my hair and I want my hair to grow. So I'm doing everything I can to protect my hair. When I'm in the shower, I also don't use any kind of conditioner. I know that conditioner is great for your hair, for your ends. It's just like awesome. But with dreadlock extensions, it actually can cause buildup, which can cause irritation and your scalp to be super itchy. By the way, if your scalp is itchy, I filmed a video talking about how to relieve the itch. I'll link it above. So I save a lot on products because I don't have to have a lot of products for my dreads. But with that being said, I do use a lot of shampoo. Before dreads, it would take like half a pump for me to be able to fully shampoo my hair, and then doing that twice because you've got to double poo, right? So now it takes me, like today I did probably 4 or 5 full pumps. So it's about 5 times the amount of shampoo when I'm showering, but I wash my hair less with the dreads in. So it probably evens out. If anything, it's just a little bit more shampoo with your dreads. So I would suggest another thing is if you're getting your dreadlock extensions because you're trying to like heal your natural hair, invest in a good shampoo. Your shampoo will actually make a huge difference. About 7 months ago, I switched from just kind of honestly, like I would get my shampoo at like Costco, the Kirkland brand, and it was like 10 or 15 bucks for a huge bottle, and it was just like a great deal because that's what I needed at the time. I didn't realize how much your shampoo actually could help your hair if you have the right one. So my awesome hairstylist recommended a different shampoo, and I've been using that for about 7 months, and when I take my dreads out, like I shit you not, my natural hair is so much healthier. And I really think it's because of the dreads being like protecting my natural hair, but also the shampoo and the oils that I've been using have really helped my natural hair like hold on to its moisture and just get really strong. So invest in a good shampoo because that's basically all you're going to be using, so you might as well use a good one. How echoey is this? Is this going to be unbearable for you guys? This is going to be bad. So they're pretty much dry. Now it's just kind of like the hair on my scalp is still wet, like my natural hair is wet. So I'm going to give it a little blow dry, and then I'll show you what my hair looks like and the slippage that we'll have to deal with now. So I'm actually gonna still put a heat protector on my hair because you know that we are trying to heal our natural hair. Okay, so I dried my dreads completely, but I am a little suspicious on how the audio is coming through with now my amazing microphone, but being in my bathroom where it's super echoey. So we're going to take this mini mirror, I'm going to go to my office, I'm going to take you with me, and we're going to address the slippage that was caused from the shower. Okay, so the slippage that I'm talking about is stuff like this. So being in the shower, having the water and the soap and everything, it just causes sometimes your dreads to start slipping out. And so this is pretty far for my normal hair. So I'm going to take this dread out and just move it up. Not all the dreads need to be moved up, but sometimes the ones that do really do. So I'm gonna brush it out, brush all of that, the like dead hair out, I guess. So I like to brush it out. Got like chunks of hair coming out just from it being trapped in the dread for so long. And then I'm going to install just like normal. If you need help and tips on how to install, check out the video. I'll link it in the description and in the cards above. I did a tutorial on how to install and I stand by it, okay? It is a good one. My natural hair is still kind of wet, so when I'm braiding this in, I'm gonna try and be as gentle as possible, and I'm not going to braid super tight just because I don't want to cause any damage at all. We are protecting our hair and our dreads are how we do that, and we are just being very kind to every strand. I think that there's one more that needs to be moved up, but now it's back on my head like normal. Okay, and then this is the other one that I want to do a move up. This one slipped and now there's like this weird little knot coming in from like the dread bunching up. So I'm going to move this one up too, just because it's kind of funky, and honestly, if I don't, it's just gonna bother me. But I think this is the only other one that needed to be moved up. I didn't have a ton of slippage this time, which is awesome. But I would say after I wash my hair, just for the act of getting my dreads wet, it's going to cause some slippage sometimes. So that's why like when I shower, I don't like to wash my hair every time because I don't want to always have to deal with the dreads slipping. But when I do wash my hair, I do expect to have to move up at least 2 or 3 So it's not that huge of a deal, but something to kind of keep in mind. It's not recommended to install these with wet hair, so I don't recommend that. But that being said, when you do your touch-ups from times like this, where you've got slippage from the shower, I will say your hair is wet, but it does make it easier. So at least for me, when my hair is wet and I'm trying to install, it's just easier. All of my ends stay together a lot better, which I really appreciate. But that being said, I don't do it when it's wet because I don't want to cause any damage that is unnecessary. Okay, and then this is back installed. So now that I have my dreads clean and dry, and I have addressed all of the slippage, the last thing that I do as my post-shower routine is I add some Moroccan oil in my hair right now. And the reason that I do this is because typically my hair has like a week worth of my natural oils on it. So it just got stripped of all of those oils, and I want my ends to be really healthy. And considering we don't put conditioner in the dreads, I am going to put a little bit of oil. So I'm going to put 1 pump on my whole hands, all of my hands, and starting at about where the ends of my hair is, so like my braid ends right here kind of thing, like that's where I want to start putting the oil in. And then I like to go all the way down the dreads just to make them feel and smell nice and everything. And then I'll put a little bit more on the top. But I just like to finish it off with oil because I know my ends are kind of starving for some hydration at this point. I wash my hair about once a week. Sometimes I go a little bit longer if I can. You know, I just wash my hair really whenever my scalp needs it. So my hair itself can be as oily and greasy as it wants. I don't care. But when it comes to like my scalp and the comfort of my scalp, that's when I know when I need to wash my hair. So, and then for some anti-frizz situation after washing my hair, just throw some of that extra oil from the palm of your hands onto your frizz, and then boom. Clean hair, clean dreads, clean body. That is my post-shower routine. I hope this helped you. If you have other questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to answer any questions in other videos. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I will talk to you later. Bye.